deck that we don't see him play very often, which is Grixis Death Shadow. Tom may have just woken up. It's unclear. There he is. That is good. There he is. It's not Infect, and it's not Dredge. He's playing Death Shadow, and we're going to see which one of these two can navigate the mirror better than the other. The boss is going to crack a Bloodstained Mire. He's got himself a Watery Grave. Down to 17 he goes. And we'll see what his first turn yields this Sunday. Inquisition of Kozilek, a great way to start things off.
So these Death Shadow decks have moved away from Lightning Bolt. We talked about that a lot yesterday. A lot of decks have moved away from Lightning Bolt. But they are rocking a couple copies of Terminate here. And that card is going to be huge in this matchup.
Stubborn Denial going to stop the Inquisition of Kozilek. You don't get to see my hand, says Andrew Jessup. At this point, Tom's got 2 Stubborn Denials in his main deck. Andrew has 3. But this is a card that is in the main deck of Grixis Death Shadow. It's a reason that people play blue. You, of course, get access to Snapcaster Mage, Serum Visions, and Thought Scour. But Stubborn Denial is kind of the big payoff because it protects your Death Shadows, it protects your Gurmag Anglers, your Taskers, all that good stuff.
Well, and Modern is such an aggressive format. People are tapping out constantly on the early turns.
Nope.
Even if you don't have the bonus ability, just force spiking people is going to get them a lot of the time.
It's a Steam Vents. And for Andrew Jessup, now it's a Thought Scour. He will target himself. Bloodstained Mire and Street Wraith go to the graveyard. He'll draw a card. And now it's a Serum Visions in which he'll draw a card, and I'll scry 2. I know that you are headed to Pro Tour Hour of Devastation.
It's true.
Kyoto, Japan, at the end of July. So is this guy, Andrew Jessup.
All right.
Might have to play against him.
Let's hope not.
He's a good one. He's a good one. You're no slouch yourself, but if I were a betting man, which I am not, I would never bet on anything as trivial as French toast sticks.
Nope. How'd that work out this morning?
I don't want to talk about that.
What do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You got French toast sticks when you wanted French toast sticks. Why wouldn't you want to talk about that?
Because they were just okay. They were just okay. Brad Nelson is walking by, jovial as ever.
Yep.
He's so proud that he can spin an Aetherworks Marvel better than everybody else. He's still undefeated in Standard. He made me say that. He made me say that.
A proud man.
Yes, here's a Tassiger from Tom. For Andrew Jessup, he's going to use the Steam Vents to play a Serum Visions, and which he'll draw. Scry 2. He's got to contend with a 4 or 5. And again, remember, he's got Fatal Push in hand. No good. Not going to take care of this problem.
We've watched it, excuse me, we watched this all last weekend, 2 weekends ago, and all day yesterday, but it still just impresses me the velocity of these decks. They're just so consistent. They churn through their decks so quick. There's just so much card selection going on.
It just feels like a Legacy deck at times. Jessup using what I like to call a double graveyard method here.
Yep.
Not quite sure
what goes where.
What this is. But a little double graveyard action.
Modern Classic players, pairings for round 2.
Blood Crypt enters the battlefield tapped. And Andrew will pass the turn back over to Tom. Tom's untapping his 2 lands. He'll draw. Hey, you mentioned the selection and the velocity. Feels like a Legacy deck at times.
It does. Yeah, in Legacy, you just see the most efficient spells. All 1 mana. All the threats are so efficient. This is very similar to that. And I mean, a lot of these creatures are the same as well.
Yep.
Tasker and Gurmag Angler are both Legacy All-Stars.
We have 1 spot remaining in the next Commander event, so if you'd like to sign up for those events.
In for 4 comes Tassiger.
Left-hand side of the stage.
See if Tom has a follow-up here or not. You see he's got a Kolaghan's Command in his hand. Looks like he may have a copy of Snapcaster Mage, but only a single blue mana for the boss. Copy of Death Shadow, just a boring old 1/1.
For now.
Yeah, that could change. That could change as we head over to Andrew Jessup.
Yeah, and despite all of this card selection, all the velocity that we mentioned, Jessup unable to find a threat so far. Needs to get a body onto the board.
I've been doing a lot of cantripping, thought scouring, all that good stuff. Let's see what this one's going to be. Another Serum Visions. Looks like he picked up a copy of Snapcaster Mage off that one. Now Scry 2.
The 2 graveyard method.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one. I got been watching Magic for a long time. Watch Andrew Jessup for a long time. This is a first. I'd tell him to clean it up. I don't want to break his concentration.
So you're going to Vegas next weekend,
Yeah, maybe.
and you plan on battling with this deck?
Chances are high.
Okay. Is there any spice that you're interested in? Is there any tweaks, any difference? You like Lightning Bolt? You don't want any Lightning Bolts?
I don't want any Lightning Bolts. Seems like a horrible card right now, especially if this is the best deck. Here's a Death Shadow. Watergrave tapped. Not going to grow that Death Shadow all that much. Oh, Fatal Push is going to kill it. That's part of the reason why.
Yep.
I'm playing whatever Jerry tells me to play. That's the rule.
That's just it.
That's it. Just, you tell me what to do. I'll do it. Fatal Push. Down goes Death Shadow. Time to draw. Thoughtseize the draw here for the boss. Maybe scope out, see what's going on over here. If Jerry tells me there's some sort of spicy card I can play for the mirror, I'll do that.
Sure.
Hopefully some sort of threaten. I think that'd be cool. I don't know if that's good at all.
Probably not good.
Yeah, probably not good.
Yeah.
Kind of want to do that.
Tom Ross, I think this is a decent spot for Tom to fire off the Colligan's command.
Yeah?
Just peel a card out of Jessup's hand and rebuy his Death Shadow. And then next turn he has a Thoughtseize in his hand. So he can Thoughtseize, make sure the coast is clear, and then deploy said Death Shadow.
Another copy of Tasigur, Snapcaster Mage. Those are the other 2 cards in Tom's hand that go along with that Kolaghan's Command and Thoughtseize. He's going to start by Thoughtseizing right now. Kolaghan's Command, Snapcaster Mage, and Island there for Andrew Jessup. Kind of like the idea of taking a Kolaghan's Command here.
Yeah, the Snapcaster Mage and the Kolligan's Command are pretty good buddies.
Yeah.
So hard to break that one up.
That's another aspect of this deck I like. It's not really the highlight of the deck, for lack of a better term. But it's just, it's just another avenue this deck has. If the game does go a little bit late, Snapcaster Mage plus Kolaghan's Command, that's a Grixis staple.
Yeah, the blue version of this deck definitely got a more powerful late game.
Mm-hmm.
Tom being very careful about his selection here.
Both those cards are very good. Both those cards impact the game in a very, very different way. I think Kolaghan's Command is the better of the 2, but they're both such fantastic cards. Tom's going to go with Snapcaster Mage. There's no, I got no problem with that. I'll say that much. Especially when Tom has a Snapcaster Mage of his own in hand.
Yeah.
The chances of Andrew going Kolaghan's Command, get back my Death Shadow, replay Death Shadow, hope it holds the fort, and Tom can just Snapcaster Mage his Fatal Push, take care of that. Maybe that's why we see that play. It's an island here for Andrew Jessup. And he's found a copy of Terminate. He'll just pass the turn back. Terminate on the upkeep here from Jessup is going to take care of Tasigur, it appears.
It's actually kind of unfortunate for Jessup here. Tom already sitting on another copy of Tasigur in his hand.
Terminate for Tom. Doing a little bit of math here now. You do mention that second copy of Tasigur, it was off, now it's on in a very big way. Tom's hand pretty good right now, especially with the addition of the Terminate, in case a Gurmag Angler or a Tasigur were to show up for Andrew Jessup. Boss got some thinking to do. To the water bottle we go.
Looks like he just passed the turn.
I'm surprised.
Well, he knew that this Kolligan's Command was incoming.
Yeah. Ah, okay, okay.
I like that a lot.
I think Tom, yeah, so he discarded Terminate,
Yep.
and then, so Andrew Jessup says, discard a card, I'll get back on Snapcaster Mage. And then Tom says, okay, once that resolves, I'll call against command you, make you discard. And he'll get back something as well. So a little bit of an exchange of resources there. And the last card here for Andrew Jessup off the top of the deck is a Tasigur that he can play for a single mana and leave up 4 mana to be able to activate its ability.
Now we're moving from the double graveyard to the triple graveyard.
I'm not, unorthodox here by Andrew Jessup. Looks like we have a single graveyard now. Tom's not sure. Looks like Andrew's just playing Dredge. Dredge, Death Shadow. New archetype.
Attention Magic players, there is just over a half hour remaining in
Now,
registration for our
Tom has a lot of gas in his hand, a lot of power going on here. It's going to be interesting. He can either choose to just go the control route, kind of Snapcaster, terminate the opposing Tasigur, or he can get real aggressive here and just deploy his own Tasigur and a Death Shadow, and then just have it set up for lethal Alpha Strike next turn.
Yeah, next turn he's at the 4th land. He just plays Snapcaster Mage on Terminate and attack for the W.
Yeah.
That's a route. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of delving here. Perhaps. Tom will sacrifice Polluted Delta. He's going to fall down to 9. We'll see if he wants to go lower than that because he has a Death Shadow now. Yes. 7. His deck does have basics, an island and a swamp. Now here's Tasigur. He'll do it with just a single mana so he can hardcast Snapcaster Mage if he needs to. You see Terminate and Kolaghan's Command left in the graveyard. Jessup will activate. His Tasigur. A Polluted Delta and a Kolaghan's Command have been placed into the graveyard. And we'll see exactly what card Tom wants to give him back.
It's going to be a Serum Visions, right?
I have a feeling that'll be it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to give him back a command. Wouldn't want to give him back a Fatal Push. Don't really have a lot of interest in giving him back a Snapcaster Mage or a Terminate.
Or Death Shadow.
That too. Yeah. So I think Serum Visions is the best card to give him. And that's what Tom will select. So Jessup will untap. He will take a draw step. Did not get a great look at it. Well, we got a close first game to kick off Sunday's coverage. And Serum Vision's not a bad place to start. The draw step was a Stubborn Denial. Now he'll draw off of Serum Visions and scry 2. Inquisition of Kozilek is one of those cards. Looks like a land may be the other.
No interest.
Nope. Both will go to the bottom. Next up, Death Shadow. Timely. Pass the turn back. With a Stubborn Denial at the ready, by the way, folks. Now Jessup's Death Shadow is a 7/7. Tom's is a 6/6.
Right now.
Right now, yes. I believe he drew a copy of Polluted Delta, which may change that.
Every draw step is just so significant with these decks.
With these decks, yeah. You would think that I drew a land on turn 100? That stinks. Actually, no, it's kind of good.
Yeah.
It's kind of good.
Well, there was the funny tweet from Ben Stark last night.
Yeah.
Where he said he was playing with this deck and, just setting up his game plans and fetching up tapped lands to conserve himself in life total, and then realizing later in the game that it was a mistake.
I should have taken the damage?
Yeah, just take the damage.
Just always take the damage. Tom going to go get a bait. Yep. This might be another. Okay, Basic Swamp. This might be another always take the damage scenario, but he's just going to get basic land. 6/6, everybody. That's the life totals. Death Shadow, 7/7. This is Snapcaster Mage. That is a Terminate. Here's a Stubborn Denial. And now what do we do? We just stare at each other. No good attacks. Jessup's going to take a draw. Now remember, Tom Ross, I would say, is the one here with the Tasigur advantage. He's only got a Kolaghan's Command in his graveyard right now, whereas Andrew Jessup has a lot of other things going on down there.
Yeah, a lot of chaff.
So it's possible that Tom is advantaged right now. They both have the same life total. Tom's got a little bit of a better board, but Andrew's got a lot of better options in the graveyard. I'm sure he'd like to remove some of those options via a Delve card. And he's tapping some mana here, right? To activate Tassiger. 2 cards, Serum Visions, Snapcaster Mage. And with the way this is set up, probably just have to give him Serum Visions again, right?
Yeah, I think it's Serum Visions again. The Stubborn Denial is kind of interesting, but in the end, I think you just got to give him the Serum Visions. Tom would hate to give him the Stubborn Denial, draw a significant spell, and then have just given his opponent a counter spell for it.
Mm-hmm. It'll be Serum Visions that he gives back. Some good draws available here for both players.
It's kind of unfair. These decks aren't supposed to have such good late games, right?
I think they're supposed to. They have good everything games.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like, where's the hole?
I'm not convinced there is one just yet. I mean, we haven't seen anyone, it feels like, try to attack this particular deck with a very hyper-aggressive deck.
Sure.
That's the thing we have not seen. I haven't seen anyone try to attack this deck with some sort of maniacal zoo deck. We haven't seen any affinity.
Nope.
You know, how does it stand up to stuff like that? Probably okay, but
Colgan's Command is very good against affinity.
that's true.
You know, they got Fatal Pushes and Terminates. Big creatures for the ground.
Tasker activation. Snapcaster Mage, Polluted Delta.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is. Colgan's Command going to be given back.
Now that you have that K command, do you just trade your Death Shadow with his Death Shadow? It's probably a good play.
Well, Andrew has a
Oh,
Scalding
sure,
Target,
yeah. He can grow his Death Shadow
Yeah.
at any moment.
So we got to hold off here.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
It's back on.
It's never, Scalding Tarn's never been so good. On turn, 20. All right, back we go to Andrew Jessup. These two are really going at it early this morning.
Yeah, this is a grind fest right
It
here.
really is. One thing we have not watched is the mirror yet today until this match, or this weekend until this match, and this has been pretty fun so far. It's a Snapcaster Mage. That's a good Magic card. I think we're going to have a Fatal Push. Take care of a Death Shadow. Okay. Here come the Knuckleheads. Just a single Knucklehead. Well, can't not block it. I guess the question is, what do you block it with? Tom was thinking Tassiger initially. Now you might be thinking Snapcaster Mage. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll block with that one. Andrew Jessup will pass the turn back. Tom will untap. He'll draw. I think he may have picked up another copy of Death Shadow. We might go back to where we just were. That's totally possible right now.
Matt Pereira to customer service, please. Matt Pereira to customer service.
Yeah, there's some interesting choices. Tom could even ship in his Tassiger. If he drew another Death Shadow, he could ship in his Tassiger. If Andrew blocks with his Tassiger, you play the K command, killing off the Tassiger, rebuying a Death Shadow, deploy your 2 Death Shadows, and you're way ahead on this board.
Feels like it. He drew another Colgan's Command.
Jeez.
Okay. Stubborn Denial. Oof, boy, that's good.
That was a good one.
That's great, actually. Jeez. Now we're going to do some graveyard checking. So now, as we go back over to Andrew, he'll draw a card. And it appears as though he's clear to attack with everything. And what Tom's going to have to do here looks like his jump block Death Shadow. Jeez, Angler's good. That might just seal it anyway.
That was a great draw.
Yeah, that was a really, really good draw. He also gets to clear out some of the graveyard, so his Tasker activation gets better.
Yep, exactly.
What I was going to say is he'd have to chump block Death Shadow.
Yep.
Crack his fetch for an island.
Yep.
Goes down to 5. Kolaghan's command, kill Snapcaster Mage.
Yes.
He takes 4 from the Tasker, goes down to 1, get back something. But now, I'm not sure how he gets out of this situation.
Yeah, that last draw step by Jessup was pretty backbreaking.
Yes, that 5-5 off the top. He'll make it pretty tough for the boss to win this one. So there's Kolaghan's command. Kill that. Get back, looks like Snapcaster Mage. Okay.
Yeah, Tom's going to need a lot of cards if he's going to have a chance of clawing his way out of this one.
And he's down to 1.
Only 3 giant monsters on the other side.
He drew, I think, a land. Take a little look down yonder. Would have been insane if he drew a lightning bolt. He has 1 in his deck.
Okay.
So, yeah, would have been completely absurd if he drew a bolt.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, would have been a great end to this game.
Well, and that's what the good players do, right? They give themselves a chance to draw their outs.
Yeah, he just didn't find it. So, one hell of a first game there, but it's Andrew Jessup who wins game number 1 here over Tom Ross. Grixis Death Shadow mirror thus far in favor of Team MGG as we take a look at the sideboards here. And I think they're going to be somewhat similar. Going to start with Tom Ross. He's got 3 Collective Brutalities, 2 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Stubborn Denial, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Nihil Spellbomb, and the one-ofs here in Liliana the Last Hope is a Staticaster, another copy of Kolaghan's Command, and a Ravenous Trap. Talk to me.
I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of changes out of Tom's deck. They're already running the most efficient decks that they can. We might see the Kolaghan's Command come in. It makes for a great late-game punch. We saw, Tom just kind of ran out of time that game, but if he had 1 or 2 more turns, Snapcaster and Kolaghan's Command would have put him right back in that game. Another card which is interesting, and I don't know if he's going to want it in this matchup, is Nihil Spellbomb. The graveyards are just so significant. We saw how long the games can go and how they use the graveyards as a resource.
I like the idea of a Liliana the Last Hope.
Okay.
Only because if we're getting grindy,
Sure.
it'll let you keep getting grindy.
Yep.
It gives you, I don't want to say infinite creatures, but it gives you plenty of creatures to just keep doing your thing with. So I think that could be an option here for Tom as well as we go to Andrew Jessup. His sideboard, again, going to be somewhat similar. 3 Collective Brutality, 2 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Nihil Spellbomb. He's got 2 Liliana the Last Hope, 2 Surgical Extraction, which I think could be pretty good here. And then your Explosives, an Anger of the Gods, a Stubborn Denial, and a Dreadbore. Anything stand out there for you?
Well, you were just talking about Liliana the Last Hope. If Jessup is expecting something like that, the Dreadbore is great. It already deals with all of the fatties in the matchup, and it's a very clean answer to Planeswalkers.
Very true. Very true. I like maybe Engineer Explosives is just okay. Kills Death Shadow, doesn't kill the anglers or the or Tassiger. So they got options, and we'll see which ones they do select as they go to the drawing board here early this morning from the Queen City. While we wait for that, we are going to talk about, for the first of many times, so get used to it, the StarCityGames.com weekly sale.
Ooh.
That's right. Where, until tomorrow morning at 10:59 a.m. East Coast time, you can get 50% off all, not all, I take it back, thousands, I don't want to say all of them, I don't want to mislead you, thousands of non-English cards, like Firelit Thicket, Swords of Plowshares, Cabal Coffers, and Life from Zilom. Go to StarCityGames.com/weekly sale. I don't want to forget about the Elish Norton for Phyrexian 2, because I know that, well, we might be out of those because you bought them
I was about to say, they're probably sold out.
Yeah.
The wife took care of me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We'll have a new sale for you wonderful people early tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. East Coast time. And while we wait for Tom to finish sideboarding here, we're going to learn a little bit more about Andrew Jessup, the 21-year-old from New York with 7 open top 8s, and finally got that win this year. So that's good. Very, very happy for him. Now here we go. Here comes the trash talk. Brother Danny also plays Magic, but Andrew is a self-proclaimed best player in the house.
There we go.
So there it is. Friendly, I want to say friendly rivalry between siblings. I don't know if it's friendly, though.
I don't know. My brother and I did not get along.
No, neither. Me too. My brother and I did not get along either. So the rivalry was not friendly. It was hostile. Played baseball as a competitive outlet until injury turned into Magic. He's a hip-hop fanatic and a fairly decent drummer is Andrew Jessup, member of Team MetaGameGurus.com. He's off to another great start here this weekend, looking for open top 8 number 8 and potentially win numero dos.
It's quite the mugshot we got of him.
He doesn't smile much.
Yeah. This was right after his open win, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. He's always focused, laser focused. That's what I like about him. Never gets too high, never gets too low. He's just He's here to get work done at a very young age, too. His first Pro Tour is coming up in Japan. I would not be surprised to see a pretty nice finish for his first Pro Tour. And I always forget that he's so young.
Yeah.
He's only 21.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching him play Magic here on the SCG Tour for about 3 years now. But his game has grown quite a bit. It's going to be one of the good ones, I think.
Well, and we joke about his stoic look, but we bumped into these guys last night when we were walking around this beautiful city.
Yeah.
And they were just having a ball.
Yeah.
Of course.
Playful guy.
It's one of the reasons we do it, right?
I'm going to walk around downtown Charlotte. We had some good dinner yesterday. I'll tell you what. That crispy duck. That crispy duck was good.
Yeah. Do you owe someone a shout out for the crispy duck recommendation?
All right, fine. Good job, Todd Anderson.
Oof.
Good job.
Just straight to the ego.
Good job. He was hyping this duck up all weekend long.
He was.
This crispy duck Penang at this local Thai restaurant.
A crispy red curry duck.
I'm sorry. Thoughtseize here from Tom. We'll get to the duck in a minute. A Bloodstained Mire. Tom, come on. You're on camera like 5 times a tournament. Thank you.
Help us out, bud. Yeah.
Bloodstained Mire. A Blood Crypt. Looks like a Cassiger, a Street Wraith. Snapcaster Mage. Serum Visions. Looks like maybe 2 Snapcasters. Jessup going to lose one of these cards here in just a moment. You see Tom's hand, 2 Snapcaster Mages over there.
Your pairings for round 2 are making their way to the pairings boards and are available.
And it's actually a Thought Scour,
Okay.
not 2 Snapcaster Mages.
Please find your
Sometimes the cards look a little similar.
And with these many card draw spells, it's so hard to game plan. In one turn, Andrew Jessup's hand is going to look completely different from how it looks right now. I think Tassiger is a pretty good choice here because his graveyard is going to get filled up so fast.
It's going to come down so early.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if Tom already has the Terminate in his hand, he might not even care if Jessup, delves away his whole graveyard to deploy that guy.
A lot of the times in a situation like this where everything is so redundant, I sometimes just like taking the best card, which I think is Snapcaster Mage.
Sure. Well, Snapcaster Mage won't be the best card until turn 4 or maybe 5.
Yeah, but we're going to get that far into the game.
You definitely will.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
I did not expect that. Taking a Thought Scour.
All right. Makes Snapcaster Mage a little worse. It makes Tassiger a little bit worse.
Yeah. That's bold. See how that plays out.
Bold play, Cotton.
It is. It is. I did not expect that to be the selection with Thoughtseize. Here's Bloodstained Mire. Going to bring Jessup down to 17.
Well, and there is an argument that Serum Visions, with its selection ability, is just a better card than the Thought Scour is.
Yeah. But Thought Scour putting so much stuff in the graveyard in this matchup could be a bigger deal. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Jessup going to play a Serum Visions. He'll draw a card, of course. Now he'll scry 2.
Standard Classic competitors, if you do not have an opponent,
Split the difference. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Pass it over. Tom Ross going to take his second turn. Liliana, the last hopes to draw. Had a feeling he'd bring it in. Bloodstained Mire Blood Crypt untapped. And Tom will just pass the turn back. Let's go back over to Andrew Jessup. He'll draw. Looks like he picked up a copy of Nile Spellbomb. That seems the graveyard hate card of choice for these Grixis Death Shadow decks.
It's a pretty good card. Gets the opponent's graveyard, leaves yours still there, and it cantrips in the process.
Yep.
You get it on the board early when you've got some free mana up.
Jessup will cycle a Street Wraith. He's down to 15.
Just a race to the bottom.
Yep. Down to 13. It's all tied up.
No one's attacked yet.
Yep. You will not get lower than me. Here's a Nile Spellbomb. Pass that turn back. Boss will draw. His hand's not all that good right now. He needs a 3rd land. He found it. I think he's on his way to 10. How low can you go? How low can you go? I don't think I'm ever going to get tired watching this deck. It's so ridiculous.
It is a lot of fun to watch. There's just so much interaction going on. Jessup saying, I'm not going to let you potentially play a Delve guy this turn.
So you saw Tom sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire And Jessup responded by sacrificing his Nihil Spellbomb and drawing a card to prevent Tom from being able to cast some sort of delve threat. But that's not what Tom has going on here. Actually, what he's got going on is Liliana the Last Hope. Searches up a Watery Grave. Falls down to 10. He's, does he have the lead now? Is that what we call that? How do we look at that? Here's Liliana the Last Hope. He's behind, but has the lead.
Oh, yeah.
Where would that advantage bar be?
Man, don't start me on the advantage bar.
Where would the advantage bar be right now? I don't know.
You were looking for lines in the sand yesterday?
I'm trying to figure out where that would be.
I'm going to get worked up if we talk about the advantage bar. That is not that is not a good thing for Magic.
Man, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Just sliding around wildly from one side to the other.
A Thought Scour here is going to turn over a Seraphim Visions and a Gurmag Angler. Island the draw.
Oh, he played a spell? We never expected him to play a spell. Time to adjust the advantage bar.
That's true. It's true. Fluted Delta now. The follow-up is Tasker. Andrew Jessup's going to delve away a bunch of cards, of course. And he has left up the Polluted Delta. It leads me to believe he probably has a copy of Stubborn Denial in the hand.
At least he wants his opponent to think so.
That's for sure.
And sometimes, even if you don't have another play, you still want to delve for the maximum to get a lot of these cards out of your graveyard. When you start activating Tasker, you just want the goodies left.
We're going to go back over to Tom Ross. His hand is a mess. 2 Snapcaster Mages. Now he's got an Inquisition of Kozilek. So he's going to cast that. What you'll see is not a Stubborn Denial. You'll find a Terminated Snapcaster Mage. A Liliana the Last Hope, it appears.
Yep.
A Fatal Push, and an Island.
That hand is not a mess.
No, that hand's quite good. It can do a lot of different things.
On fleek.
Okay.
You told me I needed to work on this.
Okay. Okay.
No?
I'm not sure. It's too early. It's too early.
Which round do you want me to start bringing in the slang?
12. Round 12.
All right, making a note.
Good.
Round 12?
100. Round 1200.
Round 12, bring in 1200 slang.
Yeah. What are we going to take here? It looks like he's leaning towards Fatal Push. Okay. And now there's Death Shadow. Plus, on Tassiger, pass the turn back. Jessup will draw. Remember, he's got Snapcaster Mage in his hand. He'll sacrifice Polluted Delta. Land on the way. How low do you want to go? Is it 10 up? 10 up.
Well played, sir.
Yeah. I love it.
Just bolted myself again.
Why don't you search for a basic? No way. Play a basic, though. Terminate. See you later. Tassiger going to knock Liliana down to 3. And now Death Shadow.
That's a good one.
With an island available. Now we're going to go back to Tom Ross. Push. That takes care of Death Shadow. Untap. And draw. I think that may have been a 3rd Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, looks like it.
In most instances, you are very happy to draw Snapcaster Mage. Right now, if you're Tom, you are not all that thrilled.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything good in the graveyard to go after, and he's bottlenecked on mana, even if he did have a good spell in there.
What's interesting is that Liliana does contribute to the graveyard.
Yep.
He could minus it, put 2 cards in the graveyard, get back a Death Shadow, and that wouldn't be so bad.
Well, he knows he's staring down a Snapcaster Mage from the other side of the board.
Mm-hmm. So here's Snapcaster Mage on Inquisition of Kozilek. Let's take a look. He's going to take care of Liliana. And yes, there's just a Snapcaster Mage left in hand for Andrew Jessup. He could use that Snapcaster Mage right now and kill that Snapcaster Mage, but it will not take care of Liliana because of Liliana Plus. A Thought Seize is going to show you not 1, but 2 copies of Snapcaster Mage.
Well, the Tasker would take care of... Oh, the Liliana Plus.
Yeah, Liliana
of
Plus.
Course.
Yep.
Man, there's too many things going on.
That's why I'm here.
That's why he's here.
I can keep up with it.
It's a little 2/4.
Yeah.
Giant spider.
2-5. 2-4. -2, -1. 2-4. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Get it right about half the time.
Together we can do
Yeah,
this.
with our powers combined.
That's right. We are Captain Planet. Snappy. All right. Liliana down to 2. Tom's got a Snapcaster Mage in his hand. Kolaghan's command the draw, but not an answer to the 4-5 Tasigur.
I think that was a very good draw step for him.
It would be hard for me to believe that it's bad. The issue is now that Jessup is out of cards, he still has Tasigur to be able to get cards back. So he's not actually exhausted yet.
Correct.
Now Liliana can take up and kill Snapcaster Mage. That's all well and good. But then Tasigur probably takes care of Liliana.
Yeah. But the big thing about the Kolaghan's command, it can strip Andrew's draw step and rebuy that Death Shadow.
True.
Tom needs to get something back on the board here.
So the boss wants to use Liliana. Is it time to maybe tick down? He's holding on to this Planeswalker for dear life. Could certainly be his last hope, as she is named. All right.
All right.
1, 2. Lands. Get back Death's Shadow. Remember, right now for Tom, Death Shadow is just a 3-3. Not all that impressive, but he'll cast it. Pass the turn back.
Well, and Tom might be very willing to take a shot from this Tasigur here just to grow his Death Shadow.
That's true. Tom's hoping no Fatal Push or anything like that shows up to take care of the Death Shadow now. But like you said, he could be very willing. If Tasigur comes in, say, oh yeah, I'm at 6, you better believe it. Cycle Street Wraith. Jessup's going to go down to 6. Draw a card.
Well, and at 6 life, Jessup needs to be super careful about growing that Death Shadow any bigger. You know, a Snapcaster Mage on defense isn't...
That's not safe.
Not very formidable, yeah.
No.
You're just asking for it.
I would be a little surprised if Jessup attacked this turn. Now, I think he's drawn a land. Wait, he's kind of organizing his permanents. Yeah, he's drawn a polluted Delta.
I think
Best
a land
turn.
is a good one for him there. I mean, his best plays are just generate a lot of card advantage off of Tasigur. Yeah, that was a goodie.
Ooh, the one lightning bolt has shown up. The lightning bolt that could have saved Tom last game has arrived. Most people have cut this card. They're playing a single copy. This is a way for Tom to steal the game. He's got a Snapcaster Mage too.
Yeah, and we used to see this out of the control decks all the time.
Bolt, Snapcaster, Bolt.
Yeah.
That was the way to do it. How does he want to use it, though? Again, remember, Andrew Jessup is at 6. Probably going lower than that. I think he just passes and slow plays this a little bit. Jessup will draw. Remember, he kept this card on top with the Scry of Serum Visions. Oh, you're going to make Death Shadow a little bit angry.
It looked like a Snapcaster Mage.
That's a good Magic card. I think if you're Tom, you probably take your Death Shadow's at 3-3.
Challenge players, pairings for round 2 are posted. Once again, 10 a.m. Legacy, round 2 pairings are posted.
Yeah, I think a little of this might be some posturing out of Tom.
I think so.
Where he doesn't want to just make it seem like he's so willing to take the damage.
Kolaghan's command.
Seal Spectacular. If you'd like to play Seal with us this morning, this is the only sealed event on
Gonna target
the schedule
Snapcaster
today. It
Mage
starts in 5 minutes.
and get back Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster here for Mr. Jessup. Terminate's going to kill Death Shadow. Alrighty. A land wins it. Right now. It's got to be red mana, of course. Nope.
Tom thought he had it too, yeah.
A swamp was the draw. That does not tap for red mana for the double bolt.
Did the old pump fake. He's like, yes?
He's not all the way home yet. He'll play that swamp. He'll pass the turn back. Not quite yet, Mr. Boss. Not quite yet. Jessup will draw. This one he doesn't know.
And Tom was so cagey last turn. He was trying to play around stubborn denial, you know, the possibility of that card.
Yep. It's easy to say he could have just went for the win last turn, but he's not working with perfect information like we are here in the booth and you are at home. Here's Snapcaster Mage. Going to target Fatal Push. Jessup's going to sacrifice a land here. He's going to fall down to 5. Is he going to go down to 3? Nope. Thought maybe he might. Tom wants to do a little bit of blocking, perhaps, if Andrew will give him the opportunity. Not sure he will. That's a Fatal Push. All right.
All right, Tom knows he's in the clear now.
Yep, so now he's going to say Bolt you, put you to 2, untap, show you a Snapcaster Mage. Had I drawn a red land last turn, would have been good enough. This plus Bolt. Let's play a third game. We don't have a lot of time to do it with.
Yeah.
Tom Ross, Andrew Jessup, they're going to a third and final game with about 9 minutes left. As the American Dream, Stephen Green has joined us here.
There it is.
That's right. Commander versus Superstar. Look at this. This is a heck of a match right now, man.
Oh, it's like we said, it's such a grind fest where it's just back and forth. And all the cards are only 1 mana, and they're all haymakers.
I got to tell you, these two players are not going to take 2 on the sideboard. We got that Invitational coming up here in just a little bit, 3 weeks from now. And we're going to run a commercial for it in just a second. But it's a modern standard with a modern top 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see this, I think, of that modern top 8 at some point, this mirror.
Yes.
Best of 5 untimed.
Oh, mama.
And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that because the clock's going to play a bit of a role in things here. They've only got about 8 minutes left to play, and they're going to try to sideboard and play pretty quickly. So we're not going to probably get the result that we want to see, which is a nice long third game of decision-making. But that's what the Invitational is for, and if you're not familiar with it for some reason, you're going to learn a little bit more about it right now. June 30th through July 2nd. StarStadiums.com. Season 1 Invitational, Roanoke, Virginia. We look forward to seeing you there as we see an Inquisition of Kozilek here from Andrew Jessup. 2 Nile Spellbombs, a Thought Scour, a Thought Seize, calling out's Command, Serum Visions, and a Bloodstained Mire here for the boss. That's what Andrew's going to select from. Of course, he's at 17. He had a fetch plus a duel.
Yeah, if Jessup has something in his hand he's looking to protect here, we'll probably see the Thought Seize. But Tom's hand is so mana light, we might see him just take the Serum Visions and deny him that deck manipulation. You know, missing 1 or 2 land drops in this matchup is basically just a death knell when the opponent can do so much more than you.
Serum Visions down.
Joshua Seiler, the next round of Legacy is paired. Please find your seat.
Let's go to the boss. Hey, he drew a Street Wraith. He's going to slow down a little bit. I don't want to cycle that first.
Yeah, he's trying to play as fast as possible because he knows the clock is such an issue. But he doesn't want to make any silly mistakes either.
Bloodstained Mire's going to bring Tom down to 16. Let's make it, there we go. Make it 15 now. That's easy.
A little Thought Seize?
Yep. 13. You think about that? You think you can take more damage than me? Huh? Is that what you think? Dreadbore, a land. See Tom set those to one side because I don't think he's going to take those.
Yeah, no interest.
Serum Vision's Thought Scour looks like a Fatal Push.
And we might just see another Serum Visions taken here.
Yeah, that would be interesting. See ya.
Yep.
That's where we are.
Your hand's not very good. I don't want you to draw anything good. Let me take this card from you.
I think Andrew Jessup may have drawn the big angler. I think. Thought Scour. Yes. Hit 1 and 2. Nile Spellbomb in a land. Draw a card. It's a fetch. And it was not the anglers. Let's go over to Tom Ross. Thoughtseize again. Tick-tock. Under 5 minutes, folks. First match of the day. It's a Bloodstained Mire. The boss. How's 10 sound?
Just straight to it.
10 okay?
And Tom might have some interest in playing a little bit of a control turn here. Yeah, where he plays a Spellbomb and he just gets his opponent's graveyard because it's pretty big already.
Oh, yeah, boom. He'll take care of the whole yard. And he will draw a card.
Yeah.
Kind of like that turn.
Yeah, it's just denying Jessup another resource.
Yeah, slow him down a little bit. Because his hand does not line up very well against Tasker or Angler right now. Four minutes and counting. I'm glad to have you early with us this morning from Charlotte. Cedric Phillips, Craig Krempels here in the booth watching Andrew Jessup and Tom Ross do battle to kick off the day. Number 7 and number 14 on the SCG Tour leaderboard. Putting on one heck of a show here in a Grixis Death Shadow Mirror.
Yeah, it's a good morning.
Thoughtseize is going to bring Tom down to 8.
I had some delicious pancakes.
Those were good pancakes.
You got your French toast sticks?
That's not good French toast.
They were not good at all?
No.
It's like I won twice there?
Yeah, I bet it feels good. 2 Death Shadows, a Fatal Push, and a Dreadbore. Death Shadow down. Serum Visions. It's going to resolve. Yeah, it's Tom's Thoughtseize, yeah. Whoops. They are playing a little quick, aren't they? Tom's found a land.
Yeah, that card's not nearly as good if it just goes straight into your opponent's hand after you play it.
Like a Jinx Choker of sorts. You Thoughtseize me, I'll Thoughtseize you. By the end of the game, we'll both be at 2.
Yeah, first person to draw a Lightning Bolt wins.
All right, top and bottom with the Scry. Split the difference. Land. Nile Spellbomb. Pass it over. We're under 3 minutes. About to be under 2. Don't know if we'll be able to finish, but here's the thing. Death Shadow hits pretty hard.
It does. It can get to work real fast, but you know, Andrew just not able to deal himself enough damage to get his onto the board.
Yeah.
Tom Ross just hasn't found a threat yet.
Looks like Tom's going to play a Polluted Delta now. He's got Thought Scour, Kolaghan's Command. Just going to pass the turn back. Under 2 minutes we go. 150 and counting. Jessup. A couple fetch lands. Well, he can go down to 11 if he'd like. His call to make. And he has made that call. Death Shadow online. Liliana the Last Hope.
A fast clock if
Yeah,
I've ever seen
yes.
one. Yep.
Well, we're going to stubborn denial that. Ain't got time for that nonsense. Tom will sacrifice a Polluted Delta, it appears.
So what's our backup match on this, this
Yeah.
round?
It's actually a Lantern Mirror. We'll be there in just a moment. That'll be perfect. Tom down to 5, because who cares? Kolaghan's Command. I'd say get back Street Wraith. Yep, discard buyback. Yes!
Just the most efficient play possible.
I am in heaven. Fatal Push down. Serum Vision's the draw. Tom will use the Water Grave to cast instead of the Steam Vents. Draw a card. Polluted Delta. Scry 2. Kolaghan's Command is going to leave on top. I hope we just go hard cast Street Wraith.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the Street Wraith going to turn into his win condition here?
Swamp Walk all over you.
Yeah.
I've lost to the Swamp Walk on Street Wraith in Constructed before. Because I didn't know it had Swamp Walk. I'll never forget now.
Was this out of the Living End deck?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Thoughtseize. Andrew's turn 0. Here's a Thoughtseize. Thought Scour or Street Wraith. Those are the weapons of choice.
Oh, man.
I think he's going to select the Thought Scour. See you later. The big follow-up is Death Shadow.
Oh, man.
Tom is at 5 life. He could die in 1 turn, as we are in extra turns. Again, Andrew Jessup is turn 0. Tom will be turns 1, 3, and 5. Jessup turns 0, 2, and 4. Tom.
Is this Street Wraith the chump blocker now?
Well, Andrew's got a Dreadborn hand that we know about.
Yep.
So, not exactly. Better Final Fatal Push. Tom knows he's going to draw a Kolaghan's Command. He's going to sacrifice Polluted Delta. He's got to get a basic. There's an island.
Alexander Winter and Matt Dalius to customer service, please.
All damage dealt to himself, by the way. Not a single point dealt by Andrew Jessup.
Well, being at 2 now, Kolaghan's Command is a win for Jessup, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. He's going to go. Jessup is at. I think they have the life totals wrong. Okay. Get back Street Wraith. Discard Fatal Push. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no other good modes on it.
Yep. Draw a card. I think he drew a Fatal Push.
Looked like another Street Wraith.
Well, he's got 2. Yeah, he's got he's got 2 Street Wraiths and a Polluted Delta. All right, shred for that. You're dead. Oh my gosh. Kill that. Kill you. He dealt all the damage to himself. Unreal. Unreal.
I did not think we were going to get a finish to that
I
game.
didn't think we were going to get a finish either. I did not think we were going to get a finish either. That is a silly game. This is a silly matchup. Andrew Jessup is going to win this match here against Tom Ross. 2 games to 1.